Hello everyone, this is Ravi here. So topic for discussion today is security group. What I'm going to cover from today's session is a very basic of how the security group works in the AWS. So I hope everyone is aware of how to create VPC and how to create the subnets and route tables and how to associate the internet gateways. So I will create one EC2 instance and then I will show you how to proceed with the security group. So we'll start from scratch. So I am inside my AWS. So what I'm going to do is that I will first create my instance. I will just click on the launch instance. Just a second. Okay. So as you can see, I am inside my AWS portal and I will just show you stepwise how to proceed. Well, first of all, we'll create one instance. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, I am on my EC2 page. I will just click on the launch instance. And what I'm trying to establish right now is that I will create a Windows instance so that you will be able to understand the basic rules for the security group. So I am inside my page, AMI selection. I will just select on any Windows. This one, I will go with container. So this is your instance type where I'm going to go with a default T2 micro. I will just click on the next configure instance details. I will create this on my VPC which I have created. It's just a normal VPC with two subnet. One is your public, another is your private. And I am going to create my instance on a public subnet. Okay, so that's all. We'll go to add storage. We'll make it as simple one, whatever is default given to us. Okay, no need to add any tags right now. Now we'll just click on next configure security group. So this is that particular page where it gives you an information whether you can create your own security group or you can select a security group which is already existing. What we will do is that we'll create a security group. Let us assume as my SG. This is the name which I am giving it, and description also. Now see, as I have selected a Windows machine, okay, so that's why it's giving me a remote desktop protocol. So I can use this to log into particular instance using your RDP connection. I can add other rules also. For a time being, I will go with a simple rule. So what does it says? It says the type is RDP. We have different types also. Protocol is your TCP and port range is 3389, which is by default. And here I can choose anywhere. That means anyone can log in and no description is required for this particular scenario. Just click on review and launch and nothing to do over here. Just click on launch. So here, what does it says that either you can create your own key pair. I hope you are aware of the key pairs, or you can create your own key pairs. What I will do, I will just select on and mention create new key pair. My KP. So let's assume today's I am making a video on 15th July. Okay, I will just download it. Okay, it's downloaded. Fine. Now launch instance. So I will just pause the video. Meanwhile, the instances is getting up. Okay, let's see whether our instances are up or not. It's still showing pending. So let's hope for it to come up and then we'll continue. I'll just pause for a second. So right now my instances are up now. This is my instance and what does it says that state is running and all the health check has been passed. Now if I scroll it down, you can see that it's on public DNS, okay, with public IP4 because I have selected a public subnet. And interesting thing is that this one, security group, which says the name is security group, and there are two rules which is attached to it. One is your inbound rules, another is your outbound rule. Now, one thing understand that security group is nothing but it's setting up a firewall to your instances. That means who is going to access your instances, or from your instances what you can access. Suppose an application which is running in your instance and you want it to be accessed to some specific IP addresses, we used to set the inbound rule. What is the meaning of inbound? That means whatever is running in your instance, you set a rule for it who can access it. It is called as inbound. And what is your outbound? Out means outside. Your instances, whatever is running, how can you access those things? For example, I want to access a Google from my instances. So I can set up a rules that these are the ports which can be allowed for it. So I will just show you everything in my example right now. So let us first see that how can we access this particular instance. Okay, so this is I'm going to copy it. Now let's go inside this. Okay, before that, okay, click on select this instance and click on action. And here you have get Windows password. So here what we have to do is that whatever the key pair file which we have downloaded it, we have to use that file in order to have the password for it. Click on choose file. So this was the file which we have downloaded. So this is a very important file. Make sure we don't lose this file. Okay, click on open and just click on decrypt password. Okay, so this is what is the password. We'll just copy this one. This is your password, and this is the username, and this is the DNS. Okay, copy this particular DNS. Okay, now close this. We'll just do a RDP to it. Okay, paste that DNS name over here. Okay, the username was administrator. Just this is your username. Click on connect. Okay, it's asking for a password. This is the password which was generated from that file. We'll copy this. We'll go inside this. So I will just come to your point about your inbound rule and outbound rule. So what we will do is that we will set up one IIS server over here. Okay, and then we will try to access it, and then we will understand how does the inbound rule works for us. So let's go and check on this. Okay. Okay, now this is the setup. So this is your applications, or basically an instance VPC where our instances are running, and this is the Windows server which has been configured on that particular VPC. What we will do is that, okay, click on to this, start Windows, go to the control panel. We are basically trying to set up the IIS server. Okay, turn on Windows on or off. Okay, just click on add roles and feature. Okay, so once you click on that, this is the screen which is going to come. Just click on next for it and select the role based or feature based installation. Okay, go to the next. Okay, now here you have this web server IIS. Select that one. Okay, add feature. Click on next, 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 and install it. So we are just trying to set up the IIS server. So what's the basic idea is that this particular server, it runs on port 80. So we'll just do a simple local host on this port 80 and we'll try to access it from outside the application. And then we will understand what does the inbound rule means. Okay, so as you can see, my IIS server has been installed. Now we will try to access it. Just click on your Internet Explorer. Okay, what we will do, local http colon local host. It's used to be on port 80. Now we are trying to access this particular IIS server. Now imagine this is your application and this is your server. Now we will see how am I able to access this particular application from outside this server. Okay, now what we will do, we'll go to our instance. This is your public IP. Okay, and we'll go to it. Copy this one. Okay, HTTP. This is your this one. Okay, 144 and your port 80. Now you see, we don't get anything. Now why we don't get anything right now? Because if you look into your application, if you are doing the same call for port 80, you are able to see this IIS server. But outside this application, when you are trying to access it, outside your server, when you're trying to access it, you're not going to get this. Here comes the security group. If you check your security group, what does the inbound rule says? It says that only RDP is allowed, which we have done it. Now we have to access it. That means we have to provide up setup in this particular inbound rule that which all IPs can access this stuff. Now let's go inside this. Okay, now click on the inbound rule. Click on edit. Okay, add rules. It's a custom IP. Okay, it's your HTTP. Select on HTTP and port 80. We'll give it anywhere. Okay, click on save. Now check this one. See, you are able to access it because you have given an access in your security group regarding this particular port. So what does it say? It says it's a firewall who can access your application from outside. Similarly, if you can check this outbound rule. So whenever this particular default outbound rule is created, it gives access, it allows you to access everything. This is your default rule. So if I go inside my server, I'll be able to access anything from here. Let's check it out. Okay, we'll click on to IE and we'll do a Google. experienced.